Francis Scott Key Bridge. This caused a catastrophic collapse of the bridge.
The video shows the whole span of the bridge just dropping into the river. Maryland Transportation Secretary Paul Wiedefeld just said,
"At this time, this is an active search and rescue mission. We know there were individuals on the bridge at the time of the collapse working on the bridge."
Baltimore Fire Chief James Wallace says there are upwards of 7 people in the water that's 50 feet deep, and sonar has detected vehicles underwater.
We are still very much in an active search and rescue posture at this point, and we will continue to be for some time.
We know of 2 survivors. One was not injured, another is hospitalized in serious condition. So why did this huge cargo ship crash into that bridge on Interstate 695? Wiedefeld says it was not terrorism. Fox's Mark Meredith reports President Biden's been briefed.
The White House is saying that they have no reason to believe there was any nefarious intent. So the operating assumption that they're going on is that it was an accident or something that was not necessarily meant to happen. But whether or not that is still the case, as we've heard from these numerous press conferences this morning, simply too soon to tell.
A jailed American journalist in Russia will stay behind bars. Evan Gershkovich ordered to remain in jail at least until June 30th. He was arrested almost a year ago, accused of being a spy. The U.S. says that's not true, calling Gershkovich wrongfully detained, demanding Russia set him free. The abortion issue back at the Supreme Court, which gave states the right to ban abortions. Today's case involves a medical method.
Mifepristone is a widely used drug to end pregnancies, and its approval process is facing legal challenges. The Alliance for Defending Freedom argues the FDA removed regulations like in-person doctor visits, making it less safe for women using the pill.
As Fox's Ryan Schmelz, the hearing in that case is in about 2 hours. America's listening to Fox News.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Former President Trump will go on trial in about 3 weeks in New York. The first one out of 4 criminal cases he's dealing with. A judge set the April 15th date, denying a Trump attempt to delay or dismiss the hush money case. The former president is charged with falsifying business records related to payments made in 2016 to keep an alleged affair quiet. Now, in a Trump civil case, he got a break in the cost of appealing a fraud ruling the former president calls fake and ridiculous.
The bond went from $454 million to be paid, down significantly to $175 million. The former president said that was fair, but focused on the bigger picture for him, the election. In remarks Monday, former President Trump said with the lower bond,
I would also like to be able to use some of my cash to get elected. They don't want me to use my cash to get elected. They don't want that.
With no appellate decision,
I'd have to start selling things.
That hurts the brand.
I became president because of the brand.
A formula he hopes will work once again. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Also in New York City, a police officer is being mourned. Jonathan Diller was shot and killed last night at a traffic stop in Queens.
After approaching the car, the suspect inside the vehicle displayed a firearm and pointed it toward the officers. Shots were fired, and one of our officers was struck.
NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban, the gunman, was also hit and returned fire, identified as Guy Rivera. Another suspect is also in custody, Lindy Jones. Both have numerous prior arrests. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after selling that snapped the Nasdaq's 5-day streak of gains. In the women's college basketball tournament, top regional seeds USC and Iowa advanced to the Sweet 16. So did Connecticut, Gonzaga, Indiana, Notre Dame, NC State, and UCLA. In the NBA, the league's top team, Boston, had a 9-game win streak, leading Atlanta by 30 points last night. The Celtics blew it and lost to the Hawks. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois Community College enrollment increasing by a little more than 5% for the spring semester this year. Third largest increase in student enrollment in the past 15 years. Officials say it outpaces the national average growth for community colleges, which saw growth of more than 2.5% between spring 2022 and the following spring. In order to accommodate construction activity at 1103 North Neal Street, Mid-Illinois Concrete closing one eastbound lane of Bradley Avenue between Randolph Street and Neal Street. The closure will occur tomorrow between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Weather permitting. Eastbound traffic will be reduced to one lane in the area. Drive safe in those work zones and again slow down. Fighting Illini headed for Boston this week to take on number 2 seed Iowa State at TD Garden on Thursday in the Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament. Number 3 seed Illini punched their ticket to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2005 Saturday with a dominant 89-63 win over Duquesne. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Good morning. 7:06 in Champaign-Urbana. Scratching our heads about the Baltimore bridge collapse. I don't know, Sawyer, if you've seen any images of that, but man.
Yeah, I was just watching that.
It was
about
for
6
those
or 7 hours ago. And
just waking up. It's 1:30 in the morning in Baltimore, in the Baltimore Harbor, which is one of the biggest shipping container harbors we have in the United States. And this 1,000-foot cargo ship taps one of the stanchions, and the thing collapses.
Yep.
And they're looking for 7 people. Can you imagine at 4:30 in the afternoon, something like that? It was just could have been worse, but they've got one in really bad condition. One guy refused treatment. This is a 140-foot drop from this bridge.
And I think part of that was under construction. I know really exactly where that's at, and probably been over it. Got family out there, brother-in-law and family out that way. So, and that's a major bridge and shipping route. For our the country and really up and down the eastern seaboard too.
Well, it's just number one. If there's any potential for any rescue at this point after 5 or 6 hours. Secondly, the 695 is, as you said, the main artery into Baltimore. So it's going to be a difficult, but holy cow! So
that whole thing from the image, the whole thing just came down.
Kaboom! But it's interesting to see the cargo ship up close where it completely went dark. So where they having power issues, and to turn a ship of 1,000 foot with cargo, I think it was mostly empty though. It was headed to Sri Lanka. It's a Singapore ship. And they said that it would take 5 miles to turn that thing around.
Gotcha.
And if they dropped anchor or tried to hit reverse, which is apparently what they tried to do because there's black smoke coming out.
Yeah.
And so that means somebody hit reverse. Mm-hmm. And I heard a captain, 40-year captain, say sometimes you're all looking at the screen and nobody looks out the window.
It's exactly what Earl Finkel used to do. It's just the first day I walked in there to work, and you look out the window first doing weather. It's it pales in comparison to what happened in Baltimore. But that's the right idea.
Same. Sometimes it's just hard to imagine. But again, nobody's saying anything nefarious or anything here at all. It's just a sad accident, and they're sorting it out. So we'll do what we can to get any information any more we have on that. But that was news to me at 5:30 this morning. It happened at 1:30 Eastern, so 12:30 Central Time.
Okay.
So I dinged on my phone, but there is no significant weather. It's kind of an easterly wind, about 12 to 14 knots, or about 15, 16 miles per hour. Manageable, nothing that would certainly impale or impact. I would think, from my standpoint, getting through that, at least weather-wise speaking.
Yeah, no, I don't know. And if you have something that big moving, even 10 knots or 15, it'd be just, you can't stop it.
Right.
You can all the anchors you want.
It's the boat equivalent to a freight line, railroad.
Yeah, right. That takes a long time for a train to stop. All right, we check our weather with meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
They remind you they've got some great summer side hustles as camp counselors, as lifeguards. Right now is the time to line things up. And when it comes to camps and swimming lessons and things like that, urbanaparks.org.
All right, my friend, a little rain overnight, huh?
Yeah, the rain's off to the east. Had some 1/4 to 3/4 inch amounts over a good part of east central Illinois, western Indiana. That rain is hightailing it in eastern Ohio and western PA. There's a little upper air system, some cooling up aloft, and the actual cold air wrapped around the system. Some shower activity, even a little lightning detection going off around Galesburg, west of Peoria. Then kind of a broken band of some light shower activity all the way down a little bit east of St. Louis. That stuff is coming our way and responsible for rains over the past 24 hours over the western western end of the state at an inch to inch and a half. So some of those drier reaches west of the Illinois getting some good recharge of late. That will help. And yes, we do see a winding down of this wetter weather pattern. Get us into the early part of April will be much improved. 51 now at Willard and Savoy. Probably not much of a climb on temperature. Should make about 55, 56, and they'll fall back in the upper 40s late this afternoon. Gusty southwesterly winds to 40 miles per hour. And again, some shower activity primarily for this morning. Mostly cloudy, windy, colder tonight, 31. Some sun tomorrow and 47. We'll pop to 57 on a southwest wind Thursday, 64 on Good Friday. Rest of the holiday weekend, 65. Maybe a little rain late Saturday, a little rain in here for late Sunday. Should be dry for sunrise services. 65 Saturday, 58 on Sunday. Morning temperatures in the 40s. Another wet weather system due in for Monday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Soldier.
Oh boy, your heart goes out to those. What happened? I hope everybody, and we hope that they find everybody safe. I mean, I just can't. It's hard to believe this happened. The pictures are devastating.
We're going to continue to work in partnership with every part of government to do everything that we can to get us through the other side of this tragedy. We have to be thinking about the families and people impacted, folks who we have to try to find and save.
We believe at this point we may be looking for upwards of 7 individuals. That's the latest information we have. We have a large area that we have to search. This includes on the surface of the water, subsurface, as well as on the deck of the ship itself.
There's at least 7 people now that they're looking for as this mass casualty event, as it's being described, is playing out with the rescue folks. With the sun coming up, it will be easier to conduct these rescue efforts, although the conditions, the elements, still very cold in the 30s here in the air, in the high 40s in the water, and they're going to be navigating, obviously, a tremendous amount of debris in the water.
Yeah, it's Griff Jenkins, Fox News stuff. Yeah, it's just it topples down.
We just saw it on Fox on the breaking news story, and how this, it's essentially a barge that stacked up and just ran right into that stanchion.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like very quickly. Just kind of 10 knots, maybe 5 knots.
Right.
And the black smoke indicates somebody hit reverse.
I see.
But you can't stop something like that. Very quickly, obviously, with all the weight, and it's the size of a cruise ship. It's 1,000 feet long.
This happened in Minnesota probably 10, 20 years ago. My nephew, Austin, went to school at Purdue for a construction degree in engineering, and your father was such a good, brilliant guy when it comes to bridge construction. And, things do get old and start to wear and decay, but it looks like this is totally the barge's fault. It's not like steel or something has decayed or whatever, is worn down.
We have a lot of infrastructure issues, there's no question, but this is a 1,000-foot barge. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely you're hitting one of the stanchions. If there is a blessing, this isn't 3 p.m, because it's 1:30 in the morning, probably the least traffic on the Baltimore I-695,
right. Mm-hmm.
And so it's still in the water. The cargo ship hasn't moved. Nobody on the cargo ship was hurt. But if you fell 140 feet, that could kill you in itself. That's 14 stories, and then the water's 40-some degrees, so you could survive for a while. But,
right, still searching for 7 people.
Yeah, and there might have been a car or 2, or right before it hit the bridge, you could see a few vehicles, but not very many. I mean, I think it's 1:30 in the morning, so clearly looks totally accidental. Mm-hmm. How it happened, they'll do the investigation. But, you're just leaving the harbor. You're probably not too tired. You're just starting out. You're going to Sri Lanka. Right. It's a long trip.
That's right.
So in any event, it's...
but it is odd that you see this ship is dark. Like maybe there was a power issue.
Yeah, I don't know. In any event, if it's headed toward that thing, you're not stopping it. It's too late.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have that on course from the get-go. So, all right, more on it as we go. If you're just getting up, it's a cargo ship hit the Baltimore Bridge. That is essentially the 695, which is the main thoroughfare there. So you can imagine the mess it is in Baltimore this morning, rerouting folks. But 7 is bad, but it's not what it could have been for sure if it had been an afternoon accident. All right, it is 7:15. We have a Stever I'll tell you about this morning. We have Brad Underwood that I got from ESPN. Brad's doing all the national stuff now.
Yes. In fact, I made an inquiry for him to appear on our show, Stevie.
Well, way to go.
My reaction was from his people was, really, Diane? Really? Now?
Well, because, you know, you can do the hometown people anytime.
I know.
But very rarely.
And we have had some great moments with Brad this season.
Very rarely does all the national people.
I know.
Yeah. All right, let's check your sports headlines.
Well, the 21-ranked Fighting Illini men's golf team overcame a slow start in round one at the Duck Invitational to finish Monday's second round to tie a top team leaderboard with host Oregon at the Eugene Country Club. Illinois opened the day with a team score of 10 over 294 to sit in a tie for 10th after 18 holes, but the Orange and Blue responded in a big way during the afternoon round by posting the day's lowest score at 6 under 278.
I'd like to see the halftime talk from Mike Small.
Okay.
Really, because he doesn't necessarily tolerate bad play, and I don't know what would have happened to make them go +10 to -6.
Right. I mean, they vaulted up 9 spots on the leaderboard to tie for first.
Well,
with
they just
18 holes remaining today.
Got their head in the game.
Yes.
So something must have been a little off, but they got back on track. So good for them.
And Jackson Buchanan pacing the team. He is a junior, so he could be back. Our Illinois golf, it always amazes me, the kind of work that our coach Mike Small does with our team. And you mentioned Illinois and Iowa State, of course, Thursday, 9:09, in case you still are trying to make adjustments and maybe take a nap earlier Thursday and can wait until
game's late, and it'll be again. It isn't the fact that it will be over by 11:30. It's the fact that we're not going to be able to go to sleep at 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
Win or lose you're bummed. Win, you're fired up.
Yes.
So anyway, don't count on ace production Friday at your workplace. It's just going to be a little slow. People are already talking about it's going to be a long day at work Friday.
Right.
So,
but we'll have a little mo if we win.
If we win, a little down, right. A little dauber down, dauber down if we lose, and it's Iowa State is a 2-point favorite, so it's a coin flip game. And if a couple things go our way, we win. If they don't, we lose.
Our Illinois women will be in Tulsa earlier in the day, so or at least we think. I don't think that's going to be a 9 or 10 o'clock game for them, but they did say in the evening. Women's basketball has been trending with Iowa beating West Virginia yesterday, 64-54, and Caitlin Clark adding 32 points in that game.
So last game in Iowa City.
Okay.
So they're sold out, and they had striped the hall kind of thing.
Okay.
There won't ever be anything like that for, she's first. She's transformed the women's game. There's no doubt about it.
Well, and technically speaking, she can come back, right? And
she's going pro.
Oh, she is.
She's going pro. She's, I suppose they're going to have to be able to afford her. If she's making $800,000 at Iowa's NIL, I think it's a multi-million. Have to be.
Right.
She's going to draw people. Our weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you they're always looking to increase the team. They're concerned about the health of community members across the region. If you're looking for an opportunity for growth and want to consider, visit carl.org/careers.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Anvis Saturday still in the midst of this storm system, continuing to generate a wide and expansive shield of moisture. A little more scattered, random nature, though, to rainfall here across East Central Illinois, the Twin Cities. Snows up through the northern plains. Heavier rains into the lower Great Lakes region. Will likely do it all over again early next week. Temperatures will slowly fall back into the 40s late this afternoon and evening time. Gusty southwesterly winds to 40 miles per hour. Some shower activity, maybe a thunderstorm this morning, even a stray shower this afternoon. Blustery colder tonight, down to 31. Partly sunny for the day tomorrow, colder and 47. We'll bottom out a little below freezing tomorrow night. Sunshine gets us back to 57 for the day on Thursday. Friday, milder, up to 64. Then over the weekend, some spotty shower activity on Saturday, the high near 65. Maybe a little rain late in the day, Easter Sunday at 58. Back into showers and thunderstorms here on Monday in the 60s. We'll cool back in the 50s with some dry time Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, Abby Roches, Greg Solgay.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Bitcoin topped $71,000 this morning, its highest level since March 13th. Truth Social's parent company, Trump Media and Technology Group, begins trading today on the NASDAQ. Former President Trump is its largest shareholder, though there is a 6-month restriction on his shares. The company board would need to grant him a waiver if he wants to sell or borrow against the stock. Moderna shares are higher after it reported a higher immune response from a new version of its COVID-19 vaccine. Krispy Kreme shares are up 12% after it expanded its partnership with McDonald's. Its donuts will be available at all McDonald's locations by the end of 2026. The partnership's expected to more than double the locations where Krispy Kreme donuts are available. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will gravitate toward this podcast too. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. As they prep me to cover the upcoming election, they'll prep you, the voters, too. Make sure you subscribe to this series on foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts and leave a rating and review.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. Cue Elvis. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, it's Mike Turner, controller at
Nicely done.
Carpet Weavers. Okay, so how was it?
Well, we had a great time. As I mentioned to you, a bunch of guys from my graduating class of '83 get together every year for the first weekend of March Madness, and obviously a bunch of Illinois fans in the crowd, and they had a nice, exciting weekend.
Yep, all right. So, pretty fun, particularly when the Illini won the way they won. I guess I wasn't expecting to have the easy button, but that was really great. I really enjoyed it.
That was a very enjoyable game, and just Iowa State's got to be, shaking in the boots a little bit, I think. So
well,
we'll
what are the odds, though? Ken Palm rankings that came out yesterday morning, Iowa State's the number one defense in college basketball. Wow. And Illinois now the number one offense in college basketball. That's just unusual to have.
That is.
Have that going
like
on.
That.
Yeah,
absolutely.
all right. So they're trying to do everything they can to stop our stuff, and we're going to try and guard as well as score. But Mike, these things come down to very small nuances of who wins this game, right? I mean, it's make a free throw, hold on to the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. What time do you think you'll get to sleep Thursday and Friday morning? It's a 10:09. What the world?
I know.
They're school children, people. They're going to school the next day. Come on, man.
Well, it's that time of year that you got to deal with those things, especially when they've made it this far for the first time in obviously a long, long time. So I think the school children will be okay.
All right, that's Mike Turner, Carpet Weavers. They're right there on Market View Drive in Champaign. It's
616 West Market View in Champaign.
Yep, and if you want flooring, furniture, get some tile for the bathroom, what you're thinking, they can take care of that for you.
They sure can.
And so we have an offer where I will help you get something going. And so if you have a project and you're saying, yeah, it's maybe a way, I'm going to give $1,000 to somebody today that spends at least $2,000. So if there's a $2,500 carpet job you have in mind, it'd be $1,500. So might be a chance to kind of nudge you to say, man, I'm not going to beat that. I'm not finding that in Fistful of Dollars, for crying out loud. It's a $1,000 bill. And
Right.
so it's available, and your people go through the whole process with them and help them figure it out, because there's a lot of figuring out sometimes on projects, aren't there, Mike?
Besides the Stever winter, we've got our big anniversary sale going on now with a lot of featured items from our friends at Mohawk. So we want somebody to get this Stever, but everybody else come check that out.
Yep. Okay. So if you're interested and you would say, I'd love to be considered for this, then you text in Carpet Weavers to 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. So you can do that now if you'd like, and we'll probably get it up on Go Stever. It's not up yet. But anyway, an opportunity. I know, $1,000, but you got to spend a minimum of $2,000. So it's like, if it's $2,000, it's 50% off.
Right.
What the heck? All right. So is Vegas crowded?
It was crowded, but again, weren't down on the Strip too much. Although I did go see the Knights play hockey on Thursday night. I missed a few of the games then, but it was crowded. But we were away from the Strip, so didn't get a full.
You were downtown on Fremont or something?
No. His home's up in Summerlin, so we were quite a ways away from the Strip for
got a house.
majority of the time.
That's the way to do it.
That's
Visit
right.
a
Maybe you
townie.
want to share that address. I'll go up and see him or something.
We're a bunch of old men. We don't need to be on the Strip. So.
That's good stuff. All right. Well, we'll do our Stever. We'll root for the Illini. Well, we won't call you early Friday morning. How about all that?
That's right. That's right. Although you can. You'll be up. We'll be celebrating that victory.
All right, Mike Turner. We'll talk soon, my friend. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That's the controller at Carpet Weavers. All right, Carpet Weavers anniversary sale going on now. That's a good one.
Great deals on Mohawk.
Mohawk's good. We
And
have Mohawk in the basement.
Oh,
It's
you
good,
do?
Good carpeting.
Yeah. Flooring and Furniture Gallery, of course, at 616 West Market View in Champaign.
Okay, and again, Carpet Weavers, text that to 217-359-2255. $1,000 off a $2,000 spend. A minimum $2,000 spend, I give $1,000. Just like that. Okay, we got the news coming up, and then I want to play clips from the Brad Underwood. Brad said some really cool things on ESPN National. He did a radio interview. Michelle Smallman is the University of Illinois graduate.
Yes.
And obviously a huge fan. So Illinois gets a lot of national attention because Michelle. And we interviewed her, a month or two ago. And really cool. She was here, of course, during the 05 season. So what the heck? She left pretty fired up if she covered, Darren Williams and Dee Brown and the gang from 05, which was an amazing year.
Yes.
So anyway, she loves Brad Underwood. It's a really good interview. We'll play clips from it here coming up so you don't miss that. Team leaves later today. They fly to Boston, getting ready to go for the late Thursday night game with Iowa State.
Okay.
7:29.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Welcome to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hi, I'm looking for a refrigerator.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Oh, yeah, well, I just need a refrigerator. Don't need the whole store.
But you get it, the whole store.
My kitchen is only about this big.
You get me.
Hello.
All those delivery, installation, and service technicians in back.
Wow, all those people?
The Dick Van Dyke 5-10-year protection plan, which means in the unlikely event something goes wrong in the first 5 years, your repair cost is nothing.
Nothing?
10 years parts coverage on the major components.
Looks like I'm getting more than a refrigerator today. How much does this whole store cost?
Nothing. Come on. For real. We guarantee to beat any competitor's deal, all that other stuff we talked about, like our service tax.
And your 5-10-year protection plan?
All included.
I'm Dennis Freakin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. And when we say you get the whole store, we mean the whole store. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Rescue crews are searching a river in Baltimore where a container ship crashed into and took down the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
At this time, this is an active search and rescue mission. We know there were individuals on the bridge at the time of the collapse working on the bridge.
Maryland State Transportation Secretary Paul Wiedefeld. 2 rescues are reported, 1 person in serious condition. The fire chief suggests maybe 7 people are missing, but that number could change. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is expected to announce a running mate today for his independent presidential campaign.
Several names have been floated as a possible VP pick, and the campaign has confirmed 2 of those on the short list, NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers and former pro wrestler and Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. Another name rumored to be under consideration, California-based attorney and mega donor Nicole Shanahan.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. The announcement's happening at an event in Oakland, California. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, in order to accommodate construction activity at 1103 North Neal Street, Mid-Illinois Concrete closing one eastbound lane of Bradley Avenue between Randolph Street and Neal Street. The closure occurs tomorrow between the hours of 7 a and 6 p. Weather permitting, drive safe in construction zones. The Champaign Unit 4 School Board began a conversation on how their recently implemented transportation reimbursement program has not been working as well as they hoped. Along with the School of Choice change last year, Unit 4 began a system that reimbursed parents based on mileage that drove their kids to school rather than have them take the bus. Fighting Illini headed to Boston this week to take on number 2 seed Iowa State at TD Garden Thursday in the Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament. Number 3 seed Illini punched their ticket to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2005. That happened on Saturday with a dominant 89-63 win over Duquesne. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Our weather with Greg Solier being brought to you this morning by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvement, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, outdoor living. Got a project? Visit kramersiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign and Van Ness is Saturday. Most of the organized rains of yesterday, well off to the north and east of us. Still a stout wind pattern. New activity in the form of scattered showers, a couple of thunderstorms making their way across the western end of the state. They'll be in here as the morning wears on. Meanwhile, winter storm conditions through the upper Midwest, western Great Lakes region. A bit of a break in this active weather pattern over the end part of the week. And by early next week, we're back into the thick of it with more widespread rains. Temperatures for the day today into the 50s. They'll fall back in the mid to upper 40s this afternoon, though, and towards evening time with southwesterly winds gusting still to 40 to 45 miles per hour. That wind will diminish here slowly later on tonight, down to a colder low of 31, tomorrow partly sunny 47. Back into the 50s with sunshine Thursday, 64 on Good Friday and over the Easter holiday weekend. What's left of it, 65. Stray shower chance Saturday. Some rain late in the day on Sunday. Easter high 58. Showers and thunderstorms Monday next week. We pop back into the 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
What's going on with the Champaign School Board?
Yeah.
They walked out last night. Amy Armstrong, Betsy Holder walked out of the meeting saying this wasn't supposed to be on the agenda. What's up?
Right. And they had made, I think, 3 requests for the vice president or some kind of position to be on the agenda to look into that. And I even heard, pending legal issues and things like that. So there's some issues with Unit 4 School Board. 2 board members forced meeting cancellation. News Gazette this morning. Jeff D'Alessio, a month that has seen 2 Champaign School Board members resign in frustration, and a popular elementary assistant principal transferred 2 days
after filing a discrimination complaint against the district took another turn for the unexpected Monday night. A regular school board meeting called off before it even started. Amy Armstrong said she'd asked twice in the past 6 days, once in a meeting, then again in a Monday morning email to President Gianna Baker, that the item calling for the special election of the new board vice president be tabled until the board was back at full strength. When Baker declined to pull it at the start of Monday's meeting, Armstrong got up and walked out, followed by fellow member and attorney Betsy Holder. With only 3 members left at the Mellon Administrative Center, Baker, Heather Vasquez, and Bruce Brown, the meeting called off for lack of a quorum. Not enough people. Echoing comments made by Holder, an attorney who has criticized the district's lack of transparency and turned to the Freedom of Information Act in an effort to access an itemized breakdown of its legal bills. Why would they not give them itemization of legal bills? Anyway, will not approve this agenda, will not participate in this meeting or any other until pressing legal matters this board facing are addressed. What a mess. Jamar Brown and Mark Thies left, resigned from the board earlier this month. Less than a year
Obviously,
after being elected.
They're looking to recruit new school board members, but right now...
Who? Can I see a show of one hand on the wheel and one in the air? Okay, anybody? Nobody. That just sounds like a mess.
Right.
All right, so that's Unit 4 Champaign Schools.
We always take your insight, too, at 217-359-2255 on the Tapman's Towing phone line. So if you have some insight or input, and anybody who's serving any kind of office, whether it's school board or a library board or you're organizing a festival or you're on a village board, I just appreciate you taking the time to step up, because oftentimes that's a non-paying position and you're volunteering your time.
I think most of the time, school board get paid? If it is, it's not much.
Right.
Okay, Brad Underwood is hot. Everybody wants to talk to Brad Underwood. All the national people. You hear the press room, so-and-so Chicago Tribune, so-and-so ESPN. I mean, these are the big dogs are out now for
That's
this
right.
Sweet 16. So yesterday on Unsportsmanlike's the name of the morning show on ESPN, they had Brad on. Michelle Smallman is an Illinois grad.
Yeah, we've had her on the air here at ESPN 93.5.
And Evan Cohen, who's a Wisconsin grad. So they had a little wager on the Big Ten title game.
Right.
This is yesterday morning with Brad Underwood, Evan Cohen, and Michelle Smallman on ESPN's morning show, Unsportsmanlike.
Virginia team is gone. Your Illini team. Last one standing on this show.
And boy, am I proud.
Yeah,
I
wonderful.
am proud of my school. I am proud of my coach. The fact that they advanced to the Sweet 16, I mean, it's the first time since 2005. This is a big deal for Illinois. They've had a lot of talent, a lot of success.
They
during the
never advanced to the Sweet 16 with, some of the other great teams that they had? I didn't even realize that.
I believe it's since 2005.
That is remarkable. Well, you are an Illinois grad. You love your school. You love your head coach. And what's not to love right now as they're in the Sweet 16?
This is national radio. This is great. These are all the Porto people, the 2,000 kids that want to. Illinois' got to be a really hot spot.
Little buzz.
Yeah.
The Fighting Illini there going up against Iowa State in the East Region in Boston. Smalls.
Yes, they are. Do we have Coach with us?
We
Is he
do.
here? Okay, well, I am so pleased to welcome to the show the head coach of one of the most exciting teams in college basketball right now, Illinois Fighting Illini. They advanced to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2005 after a dominant performance over Duquesne. Coach Underwood, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. I know you're very busy with prep work for Iowa State, but my first question for you, Coach, are you as upset with the 10 p.m. Eastern time tip-off as I am for your Sweet 16 matchup versus Iowa State?
Well, Michelle, first of all, ILL.
I, Coach.
And, absolutely. And, I'm usually in bed like 2 hours, by then. I mean, last night I was so tired when we got home, I was in bed at 8 o'clock. So I feel like a power nap about mid-afternoon is going to be a big part of getting through the 10-10 start.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. And how do you prepare your team for that late of a start? Because they have their game day routine, their rhythm. That has to be a little bit disruptive for them as well, no?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too bad. I think if we can't get up for a Sweet 16 game, no matter what time it's played, then we've got bigger issues. But I get it. It's East Coast. It's prime time, and we'll figure it out.
Well, Coach, obviously we got Michelle here, who's a huge Illinois fan as a grad. I'm a Wisconsin grad, so this is a little bit odd for me. But congratulations, obviously, on a great run so far. For those who haven't seen your team play, why is Illinois still alive in the Sweet 16?
Yeah, I think we've got a unique team. I think we're number one in the country right now offensively. I think we've got a bunch of guys who can really score. We're a little bit of a different team in terms of we don't play what you would consider a traditional point guard. We're a team that really starts 5 power forwards. We play booty ball. We're not a team that is get the ball side to side to side. We're a little different than that. We're very fast in transition. Terrence Shannon has been electric. So we've got some guys who can really score, and for most of the year have been really good defensively. So we've been able to survive because of those things.
Yeah, well, Brad, this is from yesterday. Brad Underwood on the national radio. ESPN, and it's good. He's got some good stuff here coming up here in a second. But yeah, they hooked him up. It sounds like he's in studio, but they got like an ISDN or some kind of a tie line. Anyway, they've got capabilities to do that, and so it sounds really, really good with him on that quality line there. Okay, they continue.
Coach, I was at a watch party over the weekend in New York City.
This is a really nice way to say, why haven't you done this before? Listen how Michelle phrases it. I thought it was really, really good.
A bunch of Illinois grads there, and we were having this conversation, and I would love to bring you into it as the expert in this subject matter. But you've had so much talent during your time at Illinois. You've had a lot of teams that were worthy of being in this position, but it just feels different this year. What is different about this team to get to the Sweet 16 compared to a lot of the other talented teams you've had in years past?
In other words, why haven't you done this before? You had Kofi and Io. What's the deal? She said, what's different about this team? Questioning 101. Very well done.
Yeah, Michelle, we had the team that was a 1 seed with Io DeSumo, who's having a great pro career, Kofi Coburn. But I think the one thing that's this team's deep. We're really old. I think one of the challenges that team had was we had not been in the tournament in years. And that team didn't understand maybe what I term the abruptness of the end. If you play bad, you go home. And that team was lacking in experience. This team's older. This team has great connectivity. They're really, really good people. You enjoy being around them, and they have a lot of fun. And then I think we're very diverse. I think we can play a lot of different ways. We can play really big. We can put 5-out shooting around there. We can play in the half court if you want to, or we can play really fast. So that's something we've really tried to work hard on in the recruiting process, is being a little more diverse as we move into postseason play. Along with Fighting Illini alum Michelle Smallman, Evan Cohen, here on Unsportsmanlike with Brad Underwood, the head coach at Illinois. You mentioned really old. It's where I was going to go. It's such an interesting thing. Hawkins on your team, Shannon, these are big-time contributors that are really old. I say old like they're a million years younger than us. But that has become a trend in college basketball. Is that the goal now, to get as old and eligible as possible in your
Listen to what he says.
Sport? Yes.
Just
in a short answer.
That's it, all we needed to hear.
Very simply, yes. The COVID year, when they gave everybody that extra year, you've got the widest discrepancy ever in college sports in terms of you've got 6th and 7th year guys now that are playing. They're 25 years old, playing against 18-year-olds. The experience factor. It's very hard to find freshmen that are good enough to help you win. They're good enough to play, but are they good enough to help you win? And so it's really challenging that way. We get a young man in Marcus DeMosk who comes from Southern Illinois, who's a 2,000-point scorer. He he's a guy that has seen everything. And so his experience, his 4 years in the weight room, all of that stuff just leads to a wide discrepancy in terms of youth versus age.
Coach, you also mentioned one of the characteristics of this team is the fun that you're having. So I want to talk about some of the fun viral moments that Illinois has had so far in the tournament. The super soakers, the synchronicity with the pushing of the chairs and the handshakes. How much fun is this team having right now?
I think that this is a cool answer, and I've never heard him say this in any way, shape, or form. Brad Underwood on national radio yesterday on ESPN.
Well, that's, I think, the whole key. And I think I've surrounded myself with a bunch of younger guys on my staff that have helped me not be so serious. And, we could be third graders at times, the super soaker water gun fight and getting doused with water. And, it's pretty cool to walk in the locker room after doing an interview and somebody's handing you a super soaker and goggles. And, instead of getting the bath all the time, it was nice to be able to, return the favor. But, we got to have fun. Marcus DeMoss, Coleman Hawkins, they've started the handshake deal line and pushing the chairs in. And it's just having fun. I mean, they're young men, but they're kids at heart, and they're having fun with an unbelievable experience and something they'll never forget. And I told them before this all started, the one thing I wanted them to do was when they reconvene in 20 years and 25 years or whenever it is, and they bring everybody back here for reunion, I want them to talk about how much fun they had, and not just the wins, but how much fun they had, and remember those moments.
Coach, because of the nature of the sport now, which is ridiculous that the NCAA opened up the transfer window before the actual season ends here, do you simultaneously have to worry about this year's team and next year's team?
Yeah, this is good too. About having to deal with a portal during this?
I'm worrying about this year's team. My staff can worry about next year's team. They actually called me yesterday, one of my staff members, and asked me about somebody in the portal, and I told him to leave me alone. I was going to take a nap. This is insane doing it at this time of year, in my opinion. I know there's no probably perfect calendar time, but we've got people monitoring the portal constantly, and we're not oblivious to the fact that there's a lot of kids in it already. But we're not going to relinquish this moment and the great timing that we're in with Illinois basketball and what this team is. I've said it. This team is special. This team's fun. I've enjoyed coaching this team more than any team I've had, and I'm gonna really try to embrace the moment and live it with these guys.
Well, up next, Coach, you have a tough matchup versus the 2 seed in Iowa State. Early in probably the scouting of this team as you get ready for Thursday, but what can you tell us about what you're prepared for that matchup?
Yeah, it's a rock fight. They're so good defensively. They're very handsy. They're very athletic. They've done an unbelievable job. TJ's just built that thing into a dynasty almost in terms of what he's doing. The defensive side, they're very, very talented. They're aggressive, and they've got a great point guard. So. It's easy to see why they won the tournament. It's easy to see why they're a 2 seed, and we're going to have to play extremely well to win.
Coach Underwood, let's finish with this. If you guys
listen to this, this is funny. This is so funny.
End up in the Final Four. Can Michelle Smallman join you? Can we get her on the team plane? I mean, can we how do we get her there as the most prominent Illini grad on ESPN?
Michelle, you're in. You got a seat on the charter. We'll get you a hotel room. Absolutely.
Yes.
You find a way to get to Champaign. We'll make sure you're on the charter. We'll get you taken care of. We'll get you all decked out and all the new orange gear that you need.
Yes.
And we'd love to have you.
That would be a dream come true. I've already looked up flights to Phoenix, Coach.
You don't have to worry about
that's
that.
how much I believe in you and I believe in this team. So go out there and go get them on Thursday.
Just get to Champaign, and we'll throw you on the charter.
Wild horses will not stop me.
That's pretty good. That's on yesterday's show.
That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Oh,
And,
my goodness.
he didn't say +1, but I'm sure she'll be able to bring a friend, right?
I mean,
yeah,
it could have been just her. I don't know.
Well, she'll go. I mean, she is a big Illini fan.
I know.
Anyway, that was fun. That was Brad Underwood yesterday on national radio and ESPN National. And so if you're in the portal, like, did you hear Rutgers guy is in the portal? Cliff? Brad just calls him Cliff.
Okay.
6'10".
Should I be looking this up?
Center. Well, Kansas wants him. Kentucky wants everybody. I think Illinois is the only one that's really reached out. Cliff, former Oregon guy. But he's a load. Heck yeah. We take Cliff. But I'd never heard Brad say we essentially start 5 power forwards. So, okay, there you are.
Omararu?
Yeah, that's him. But
Omor.
He's
UYE.
6'10", athletic, and everybody wants him.
Okay. 6'11".
6'11".
And he's 22.
Athletic, and everybody wants him.
Exactly.
And he knows how it is to play in Champaign, so he has a taste of that. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they got to figure out, all right, what kind of character does he have? What kind of guy is he?
Right. Will he be a good fit?
It's just so hard to simulate what we have now. It's just hard to know till they get here, right?
That's right.
All right, we check our weather on ESPN 93.5. Our meteorologist, Greg Soya, he said, what did he say? About 3/4 of an inch max.
Okay.
Around here yesterday, last 24 hours.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Anvis. Saturday is still in the midst of this storm system, continuing to generate a wide and expansive shield of moisture. A little more scattered, random nature, though, to rainfall here across East Central Illinois, the Twin Cities. Snows up through the northern plains. Heavier rains into the lower Great Lakes region. Will likely do it all over again early next week. Temperatures will slowly fall back into the 40s late this afternoon and evening time. Gusty southwesterly winds to 40 miles per hour. Some shower activity, maybe a thunderstorm this morning, even a stray shower this afternoon. Blustery colder tonight, down to 31. Partly sunny for the day tomorrow, colder and 47. We'll bottom out a little below freezing tomorrow night. Sunshine gets us back to 57 for the day on Thursday. Friday, milder, up to 64. Then over the weekend, some spotty shower activity on Saturday, the high near 65. Maybe a little rain late in the day, Easter Sunday at 58. Back into showers and thunderstorms here on Monday in the 60s. We'll cool back in the 50s with some dry time Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Well, we talked to Dr. Todd. He's a veterinarian. Todd Likens. There's the boofer trying to get paid today with his appearance. I hear boof in the background. There he is. Todd.
Yeah, he's already telling people coming in where the treat dispenser is.
Yeah, there's a treat dispenser, and Boof knows where it's located. I see. So he boofed at me last night when I stopped by. There he is. And he does that all the time.
I see.
Boof. He didn't see. He's so efficient. You don't really see his jaw. It's like a ventriloquist. It's amazing.
He's actually laying down, looking at it, and boofing. It's like it's too much energy to stand up.
All right, so Dr. Todd has seen some anemia from too many flea bites. Leptospirosis? What is that?
That was my test to see if you could do that word. I just want to see if you could say leptospirosis.
Yeah.
So
can't spell it. Can't spell it. I don't know what it is. So there you go.
Lepto. That's how you spell it.
All right.
That's a good way to call it. So anybody will know what you're talking about when we say lepto. Okay, we can start there. It's spring, so we're starting to see people outside, and that brings the parasites and other type outdoor type things. Lepto is something that we have a vaccine for that put in dogs that a lot of people don't do it, and here's your risk factor you're taking. It's an organism that looks like a corkscrew, and it's in water. So we see it like your dog goes out, steps in a mud puddle, then licks his feet later. He takes the organism in, and it rotor-rooters through your kidneys and your liver, and you really don't notice it until it gets to be, the liver's really dangerous, and we got issues. Easily treated, easily prevented with the vaccine, but it's something that's common here in Illinois. So it's not talked about a lot because it's slow and people aren't really thinking about it at all. And next thing you know, it's like, gosh, my dog's lost weight. So you got to be on guard for that because it's springtime and they're outside more.
Okay, but you see it. You see it around here, huh?
Yeah, before the vaccine, I think I had 1 year, I counted up, I had 40 cases in just my practice, of which like 15 of them died. So, man, and again, it's easily killed with an antibiotic.
Okay.
But it's by the time you get to the stage where it's noticed, it's late.
Yeah.
Is there a test or something?
Yeah, there is tests we can do. We need urine. We look for that. I don't like to scare people, but it is a zoonotic disease, which means it can go to people. Very rare, but there's stories out there of it. I think they had a triathlon of Lake Decatur years back, and several people got it from swimming in Lake Decatur. So I know of another incident where somebody was on vacation in a Caribbean island, and they got lepto and actually were in renal failure before they figured out what was going on. So it happens in people too, rarely though. So we don't. I don't want to scare people with that, but it can happen.
Okay. But the weight loss is an indication something's wrong, right?
Weight loss, yeah, they're off, and that's your big marker. If it doesn't feel right, let me check it out. If your dog's vaccinated, you'd be much more comfortable.
Yeah, right. Okay, we learned something new here today. Yep.
And my flea warning, yes.
The flea warning, but you can do something for fleas now, finally.
Right, right. That's why I just want to get everybody aware. It's happening already. Just yesterday, I had a kitten that the fleas were high enough numbers on the kitten that they're sucking the blood out, making them anemic. And in the past, I've had kitties die from this, from just the anemia these parasites can cause. And with a kitten, yes, you can put stuff on, but you got to read labels because certain products out there are too strong for kittens. And they'll say they got to be 8 weeks old. Now, there's other things you can do, but just be aware that fleas are out there and can cause problems, especially in weak or young animals.
Okay, good info here, Todd. How can people find you, get hold of you? I know texting is your preferred way.
Absolutely, and we're a little slow right now. Taylor's writing a 30-page paper so she can graduate. So we're at 217-355-5051. I know, degree number 2, going to be down the tubes here real soon.
Wow, good for her. Way to go, Taylor. All right, Todd, always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Betcha. Dr. Todd Likens, Pet Pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign. It is 7:57. Our Stever offer. I'm giving out $1,000 to one person if you have a $2,000 minimum spend at Carpet Weavers. It might be flooring. It might be a nice big old hunker couch if you want. They do some furniture.
Flooring and Furniture Gallery.
Yep. If you want to go there on Market View and take a look around. But somebody's going to get a $1,000 bill from me today when you spend $2. So if you have a project and you've been holding off, you're not going to get a better deal than this.
What are we texting to 359-2255?
Carpet Weavers.
Okay.
2 words.
Easy enough. And go Stever.com. Of course, we love you to be a member because there's so many terrific offers.
Yep. And it only members, this only members deal. It is free. All right. We finally settled on the Cub. I'm sorry. We finally settled on the Cardinal trip.
Okay.
We are going on a Cardinal bus trip on June 22nd.
Awesome.
It is a Saturday.
6/22.
Yep. This is suite only, so it's kind of expensive. It's more expensive this year because it's a weekend.
It's a weekend trip, so the tickets are higher.
If I could figure out how to be a headhunter, the Stevie Jay Headhunter Club, and go find employees that'll stay, I'd be rich.
And that's the case for bus drivers, tour bus drivers.
They got buses. They don't have drivers. And so I don't know. I don't know what happened. Somebody just tell me what happened to the workforce.
Tour bus drivers. That's tough. Making those corners in St. Louis.
Not interested. That's why
I'm holding my breath.
I know. Some
like
people,
it helps.
or you're taking the 8th grade trip to Washington. I'm not doing the job. Okay, I'm just saying that they need people.
They do.
Anyway, we are looking forward to that June 22nd. Your key captain will be Diane Ducey.
Hey,
that'll be fun.
For you.
Yep, and it's 1:15, so it's one of those leave at 9, back by 8, kind of 7 or 8, or something like that. Weekend game. It's against the San Francisco Giants.
I was just looking that up.
San Francisco Giants and the St. Louis Cardinals. So if you want us to reach out to you with details, you can text in bus.
Okay.
And then we'll know you have some interest in joining us June 22nd. Saturday makes it a little more available to everybody.
Yes.
And everybody will be in the same suite. It's what we did last year if you went last year, and so many enjoyed that. Park in the bus parking. We spent $100 on that, just so the bus is close to the door.
Yes.
You walk up the ramp and you're at your suite.
You are.
All the food and drinks you want.
It's awesome.
It really is fun.
A great experience.
Yep. All right. So text bus if you want info on that. We'll reach out with the details and give you a shot at. I'm contacting everybody that went last year.
Right.
They kind of got first dibs.
Okay.
But they'll have to decide pretty quickly because it's going to fill up. Okay, the news is coming up next on this Tuesday morning. It is March. I have no idea.
Of course, on
March
it's
26th?
the 26th,
All right.
and the season MLB gets out of the gate
You're listening to
soon.
WSJK, ESPN 93.5, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
How many people went down with that bridge in Baltimore? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We may be looking for upwards of 7 individuals. That's the latest information we have.
But Fire Chief James Wallace says there were some construction workers on the Key Bridge and vehicles at the time a cargo ship hit it, so the numbers could change. It all sent the whole span of the bridge crumbling into the frigid water 50 feet deep.
We have a large area that we have to search. This includes on the surface of the water, subsurface.
2 people were rescued. One's okay, the other hospitalized in serious condition. So what caused this giant ship to hit the bridge? State Transportation Secretary Paul Wiedefeld says it's not terrorism.
We don't see anything that relates to that at this time. It's an open investigation, but there's nothing that points to that in any direction.
An American journalist jailed in Russia for almost a year, Evan Gershkovich, will stay behind bars accused of being a spy.
He denies the charges and the U.S. considers him wrongfully detained. Gershkovich has had his pre-trial detention extended until June 30th. This means he'll likely remain in Moscow's Lefortovo prison, notorious for harsh conditions.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The Supreme Court takes up another abortion case in an hour, hearing a challenge to the FDA's approval of mifepristone, a drug used to end pregnancies. Well, former President Trump keeps trying to put together a lowered $175 million bond to appeal a civil fraud ruling in New York he calls fake and ridiculous. His media company that runs the Truth Social app goes public on Wall Street in a half hour with a DJT symbol, replacing the digital world stock that was already trading.
The stock finished up 35% yesterday. It's gained close to 8% or so in pre-market trading. Now, Trump's going to own 58% of the new entity. So with the current share price that it closed at yesterday, that stake is valued at over $3.5 billion.
That's Fox Business Network's Kelly O'Grady. America's listening to Fox News.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Israel is today walking away from the latest talks in Qatar, trying to work out a ceasefire in its war against Hamas. It is also angry at the U.S. for not stopping what happened at the United Nations.
Monday, 14 of 15 UN Security Council countries voted for a resolution that called for a temporary ceasefire and the release of the Israeli hostages. The U.S. abstained, but Israel's prime minister wanted a veto, so he canceled plans to send a delegation to the White House to discuss future military plans in Gaza. White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby.
This one didn't condemn Hamas, which is why we couldn't support it. But we didn't veto it because, in general, unlike previous resolutions, this one did fairly capture what has been our consistent policy.
which is linking a hostage deal with a temporary ceasefire. He said the U.S. still has Israel's back and will continue to talk to Israel about its future military plans. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Now, despite all that, Israel's defense minister is still expected to meet today with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. No official comment yet from Sean Diddy Combs, the rapper and music producer and actor who appears to be under a lot of scrutiny.
Federal agents raiding homes linked to Sean Diddy Combs in Los Angeles and Miami. Here in L.A., heavily armed agents raided Combs' mansion and were seen escorting several people from the property before investigators moved in. While in Miami, some agents arrived at Combs' waterfront property there by boat. We are told by our sources that this is a sex trafficking investigation.
That's Fox's Jonathan Hunt. Several lawsuits have been filed against Combs in recent months alleging sexual misconduct. His lawyers have called the allegations complete lies. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after selling. And we all failed again to hit the jackpot last night. So the Powerball prize grows to about $865 million. The fortune on the line tonight's even bigger. Mega Millions, worth $1.1 billion, the 8th largest U.S. lottery jackpot of all time. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign School District facing an employment discrimination charge for an allegedly excessive punishment against an assistant principal. Booker T. Washington STEAM Academy assistant principal Rebecca Ramey has filed a charge of discrimination with both the Illinois Department of Human Rights and the Equal Opportunity Commission. The University of Illinois continuing to remove parking meters around campus as they make the switch to using paying with mobile apps instead. The updated signs are blocks that are shaped like an eye. These blocks can be seen down West Pennsylvania Avenue in Urbana. Finally, Illini headed to Boston this week to take on the number 2 seed Iowa State at TD Garden Thursday in the Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament. Number 3 seed Illini punched their ticket to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2005 Saturday with a big win over Duquesne, 89-63. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you. It's 8:06 in Champaign-Urbana, ESPN 93.5 with our weather now brought to you by Kurt Lenschow over at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Well, I've noticed the wet and the wind and all of that. Boy, pretty windy yesterday. What do you got wind-wise,
Right.
Meteorologist Greg Solier?
Well, Mr. Stevie J and Diane Ducey, well, we still have some gusts out there right around the 30-mile-per-hour clip, but 52-degree readings. It's a steady south wind at 21, by the way, at Willard and Savoy, 52 currently at Rantoul, 54 over at Danville there. They've got some wind gusts about 30 miles per hour. Then across the Indiana line, wind advisories in effect till about the 5 o'clock hour from about Logansport, West Lafayette on Southward. They may still be looking some hits to 45 to near 50 miles per hour. It's kind of the same wind pattern we had here at times yesterday afternoon, and we had to cut times on the overnight hours as those showers made their way across the area. About 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch across the area, close to an inch in some of the gauges out west and northwest of Springfield and south and southwest of about Peoria, Canton, Beardstown. Some shower activity, speaking of which, back to the west of us, Lake Shelbyville, Taylorville, up to around Peoria. Those are quickly moving to the east and northeast, so a few showers around scattered for the morning hours, and an iffy chance this afternoon. The southwest wind continues, gust 35, close to 40 miles per hour as the day wears on. And we're not far off the day's high, close to about 55. And temperatures will be down around 47, 48 at supper time with a southwest wind 20 to 30 as mentioned. Windy, colder tonight, 31. Some sun tomorrow, colder, a little bit below average at 47. A little above average Thursday at 57. Spring-like for a change here Friday. Although can't complain, we've had a couple of days like that at 64. Rest of the holiday weekend, 65 on Saturday, 58 on Sunday. There may be a little rain in here in the afternoon hours, and at night Saturday we think dry for sunrise services on Easter, a little rain late in the day, and then widespread rains early next week as we temporarily pop back into the 60s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
So what he just said there, it's spring.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
We're up and down.
Yep. But the days are longer. We're noticing that. Morning getting a little lighter earlier and staying nice and light till what, 7:30 these days?
Yeah, I love that. 52 now. Still breezy.
We're going to talk Ancient Aliens live at the Virginia. We'll do that in a few minutes.
I like this show on the History Channel.
Yeah, I heard it's really fun, but I don't know a ton about it.
Have extraterrestrials visited the Earth for millions of years, Stevie? That's what they're looking into.
Why don't we start with Area 51?
Right.
What do we got out there?
Well, and to me, when it comes to Stonehenge or the pyramids and It is fascinating. And how did people do that?
Well, they did pulleys on the pyramids. I mean, they had the system of pulleys.
How did they even figure that out? That must have been an alien influence.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. And Stonehenge, you got me. I mean, I've stood under those things and...
Really?
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
I think they thought it was water. It was underwater.
Oh.
And why it balances like that, though?
Right.
I don't know. I've been to Stonehenge. It's pretty
So
cool.
Ancient Aliens Live is coming to the Virginia Theater on Friday. So we actually have a pair of tickets we're handing out. If you want to text in Ancient Aliens, you have a chance to win to go Friday at 7:30 when the show starts at the Virginia Theater. And some cast members are coming in. We'll be visiting with the UFO investigator Nick Pope inside the next half an hour.
All right, we'll do that. Coming up, all of our guests appear on the Tapman's Joint phone line. All of our texts come in with the Fisher National Bank text line. So if you've gotten up and you're not sure what's going, something happened at the Baltimore Francis Scott Key Bridge. A cargo ship 1,000 feet long actually hit one of the pillars and the bridge collapsed at 1:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Central Time. And you can imagine the catastrophe this would have been. It's already bad. I mean, they're looking for 7 people, but on a bridge like that, which is a main artery here to get to Baltimore, it could have been just unbelievably bad if it had been a rush hour or something. But they were looking for 7. The numbers could obviously change. There were some construction people pouring concrete, doing some repairs at the time, but nobody understands with really negligible wind and clear visibility how it just weren't paying attention, I guess, to be headed right toward the concrete pillar. And the thing collapsing, I don't know what I expected and how it was supposed to look, but it just flopped down quickly. But you're hitting one of the main supports.
Okay, now I see the Baltimore fire chief said they are searching for vehicles in the water.
Yeah, and we were seeing, they have cameras, of course, everywhere in the world these days. And so for this, you could see the power. Everything went dark on this 1,000-foot cargo ship.
Right.
It went dark seconds before it hit it. It obviously probably had major impact, but it doesn't look like it's going very fast. But it hit it, and the thing, a good portion of the bridge just went into the water. I mean, quickly.
Right.
So I didn't see any cars falling in at the time, which, again, during different part of the day at rush hour, it would have been awful in the morning early or late in the day. Could have been 1,000 people.
Right.
At least.
Yeah.
So they're searching for the 7 that they know of. They did pull somebody out that was in serious condition. The other person declined even going to the hospital.
Right.
Fine. Sounds like a construction guy.
Probably so, because they do decline health care a lot.
But it's a 140-foot drop.
I know.
It's a long way down.
Right.
And not to mention the steel that's following you could hit you. So that's the biggest story in America this morning so far. And again, by all indications, black smoke coming out of the ship means that somebody hit reverse. You can't turn that monolith around. You need miles to do that. So it's, it's a sad deal. It's going to search and rescue is what they're doing now. So that's a major deal going on. We played some Brad Underwood from yesterday's ESPN national interview. It's fun to see Brad. Brad does a very good job on the quick little interviews during the game. He's just really good.
Yeah, well, he studied it in college. I mean, he was going to be a broadcaster.
Yeah, he's good
if
at
the
it.
coaching didn't work out.
Yeah, he's glad the coaching worked out because it pays somewhat more.
Exactly.
Brad, by the way, second highest paid coach in the Big Ten and 8th in the nation.
Oh, wow.
I think he's up to 4.7 or something.
Okay.
Good.
When I was looking at
winning as coach in the Big Ten last 5 years ought to pay something. Come on.
When I was looking at the Iowa State Cyclones, history, Hoiberg is part of that.
Yeah, Fred Hoiberg was their coach. He went from Iowa State to Bulls, not so good, and back to Nebraska.
I see.
I think he's a really good coach. But everybody is keeping an eye on the portal. Brad Underwood said, "Leave me alone. I'm taking a nap. I'm going to take a nap," because he said, "Let my staff worry about next year."
Right.
You don't want to mess up the moment. Get the Super Soaker. What are you doing if you beat Iowa State? You got to do something. But Iowa State game is, I get it. We got the best offense. They have the best defense. It's amazing. We're number 1 Ken Palm offense. They're number 1 Ken Palm defense. Ken Palm's just guru of
All the
statistics.
statistics, yes.
So, I mean, but the bottom line is we're in it. We're in the game. Now, isn't that better? We played well at the end of the season. And instead of being the expected 4 seed, we're the 3 seed. Why does that matter? We play the 2. 2 plays the 3, 1 plays the 4. We'd be playing UConn Thursday night if we didn't get that 3.
I see.
So I think we have a better chance to beat Iowa State than UConn. But maybe we beat them both.
Okay.
Maybe we beat everybody. Maybe.
That would be awesome.
Oh.
Then my bracket would be legit.
I have Illinois winning. Do you?
I think so.
But you don't even know.
I don't even know.
I have no idea. Do you know where it is?
It's under a pile, and I'm in a lot of piles right now because Major League Baseball is coming Thursday, Stevie.
Yeah, tomorrow's our Tim Onstott smoke day where we're going to have
a cookout in downtown Philo.
I told the boys that we'll be serving them award-winning chicken, pork, ribs, and brisket. What a great place to work.
Yeah.
That I'll be giving them award-winning beef and chicken during their show, pork. So anyway, that's tomorrow with Tim's big rig down here. And
our neighbor Mitch was asking. Of course, he's going to be smelling it.
Well, he's coming. I want to be a judge.
Samples.
I want Mitch to be a judge.
Right. But I think people are wondering, can we come by? And,
no, we're not doing that.
Okay.
Sorry. You'll be able to smell it?
The free smells and the Jimmy John's kind of thing.
Right, exactly. I mean, the whole downtown Philo will smell pretty good. And if you ever want to ask Tim a question, totally come by.
That's true.
Yeah, and if it's pretty cool. Anyway, it's just one of those radio things where we have some fun.
Okay.
And have a massive smell in downtown Philo that might be worth the drive.
Okay.
All right.
And St. Louis Cardinals beat the Cubs 6-3 yesterday. We had some of the action over on US 105.9. But as far as opening the season Thursday, St. Louis is at LA with a 3:10 start. And we have the Cubs in Texas with a 6:35 start on Thursday.
Yeah, the boys won't be on because the Cardinals will be.
Right.
For Thursday, that gives the boys a chance to do power naps. Derek Piper will be in Boston. And I can't ever remember the Fighting Illini in my lifetime playing a game in Boston, Massachusetts. Maybe we have, but I don't remember. Just don't go that direction.
That's right.
We don't play out there. I mean, Big Ten goes to Rutgers now and play out there.
Yes.
Play Maryland, and we're not too far, but I don't ever remember. Anybody remember Illinois basketball having a game in Boston?
Interesting.
Don't think it's happened. It's been a long time. And back in the day, you'd probably take a bus. Right? I mean, back in the early days.
Right. And we looked at Champaign to Boston, and it was like 15, 16 hours.
Can't bust that, so you have to fly. Anyway, I just don't think we played there. Somebody knows that.
Right. Illinois women will face Tulsa at 6:30 on Thursday. So they'll be going against the Golden Hurricane, and that's exciting, too.
When was the last time a women's basketball coach, outside Teresa Grants, has Illinois ever had 2 seasons in a row where we've had a winning record?
Right.
We have a winning record now
16 and 15
because of these wins. And last year was spectacular. I don't know, the first 2 years of a coaching job, Teresa Grant's pretty sure she did. But Shauna Green's going to be one of our greatest women's coaches of all time, no question.
And her home finale, Caitlin Clark had 32 points as Iowa beat West Virginia yesterday in the postseason, 64-54. Well, Caitlin Clark, she is going to the WNBA.
She's going to
the WNBA.
Not going
in the portal.
She said she's
she
going.
She can't come over to the Illinois team.
No. She's an Iowa girl. She's also dating Connor McCaffrey, which is Fran, the head men's coach.
That's right.
That's his oldest son, I think. Anyway, so Caitlin Clark, I didn't know that the first 2 rounds you got to play at home.
Right.
So for Iowa, now they got to go to Albany for the Sweet 16, so a neutral court.
Right.
But I do believe the Illinois-Kentucky game of 1984 might have changed all of that when we had to play in Kentucky in Rupp Arena. And we lost the ball game because Dickie Beals traveled, but nobody remembers that. And so they tend to change it. Well, it's not fair to host in a big time tournament. You can't have the home court.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And speaking of Big Ten and women's basketball, Penn State, Indiana, Purdue, and Wisconsin, all winning teams yesterday in the postseason. So good luck to the Big Ten, I suppose. Pacers over the Clippers. Washington beat the Bulls.
I do root for the Big Ten at this point.
Me too.
Right now, it's just Illinois, Purdue. That's all that's left. Okay, back with
NIT, by the way, with Georgia at Ohio State tonight.
All right, go Buckeyes, I guess. Yeah.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign and Van Ness Saturday. Most of the organized rains of yesterday, well off to the north and east of us. Still a stout wind pattern. New activity in the form of scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms making their way across the western end of the state. They'll be in here as the morning wears on. Meanwhile, winter storm conditions through the upper Midwest, western Great Lakes region. A bit of a break in this active weather pattern over the end part of the week. And by early next week, we're back into the thick of it with more widespread rains. Temperatures for the day today into the 50s. They'll fall back in the mid to upper 40s this afternoon, though, and towards evening time with southwesterly winds gusting still to 40 to 45 miles per hour. That wind will diminish here slowly later on tonight, down to a colder low of 31, tomorrow partly sunny 47. Back into the 50s with sunshine Thursday, 64 on Good Friday and over the Easter holiday weekend. What's left of it, 65. Stray shower chance Saturday. Some rain late in the day on Sunday. Easter high 58. Showers and thunderstorms Monday next week. We pop back into the 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
The Festival of Quilts celebrates a special tradition at Cunningham Children's Home. Since 1895, every young person that comes to live in Cunningham is given a handmade quilt to enjoy and treasure forever. The quilts are lovingly created by United Women in Faith and other members of the quilting community throughout Illinois who care about Cunningham youth. The 20th anniversary Festival of Quilts will be happening on April 12th and 13th at 9 a.m. at Cunningham Children's Home, 1301 North Cunningham Avenue in Urbana. For more information, visit cunninghamhome.org. Hope begins here.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Orders for expensive manufactured things, everything from airplanes to refrigerators, are holding up better than expected. Durable goods orders rose 1.4% in February. Boeing's issues apparently were not a negative factor. Excluding transportation, durable goods orders were up 0.5%. Krispy Kreme shares are up 20% after its expanded deal with McDonald's. Krispy Kreme will add its donuts to all McDonald's locations by the end of 2026. The donuts will be dropped off fresh daily. McCormick shares are up about 6%. Its earnings were better than a year ago. Trump Media and Technology Group launches on the NASDAQ today after closing its merger with Digital World Acquisition. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my podcast, Perino on Politics. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. This week on Perino on Politics, are today's presidential candidates bad or good for American business? The host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne, joins me with a look at how President Biden is impacting business. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and FoxNewsPodcast.com.
Are you ready? A free trip to the most lavish resort out of this world. The most spectacular landscapes and majestic views ever imagined. Where all human pains, afflictions, worries, concerns, they'll all be gone for eternity. You're right, it will be heaven. Well, it is very simple. Start your journey today. The Lord opens His welcoming arms to greet you. And this week, visit His house. Attend church services of your choice. We have found the Lord at Muhammad Christian Church. Listen to the words. Jesus will guide you as to where you need to be. And for our friends in nursing homes or assisted living, please attend your weekly prayer services. It is that simple. Start your journey today. The Lord will put His arm around you and give you comfort. Take away all your problems, anxieties, and pains for eternity. Are you ready? The Lord has been expecting you.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tapman's Towing team of experienced tow professionals is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Don't miss out when Ancient Aliens Live lands in a town near you. The Out of This World Tour continues with 15 new dates announced across the country. Hear from the experts of Ancient Aliens live and in person.
All of you are on this journey with all of us together.
Get your tickets now at AncientAliensLiveTour.com.
Ancient Aliens Live. Project Earth lands in the Virginia Theater Friday, March 29th. Tickets on sale now at thevirginia.org.
Yeah, that's you love that show.
I do.
Yeah, so is your husband.
It's on the History Channel.
Yeah, so what is it?
I've always been one of those who likes to look into, life beyond Earth, and out in the stars and into the galactic and, the X-Files stuff back in the day. I was a big fan. And you necessarily aren't.
I've not seen it. I think sometimes God's up there with a mirror.
Right.
Watch this. They're going to think this is the Milky Way. Got a big old mirror up there.
That's probably more likely.
It is.
I don't know.
It is so overwhelming to think about some of the numbers, and it'll take a light year and all these things to get to Saturn.
Yep.
I just don't consume myself because it doesn't necessarily matter because I'm not going, and to understand it all is vast, and it just wasn't one of my particular interests.
Okay.
I do think we are going to go to Mars at some point.
Yeah.
But I think it's if you don't believe in God, please tell me how we're positioned perfectly as Earth, where it's 2 degrees this way we burn up, 2 degrees that way we freeze. I mean, it's just amazing. And the Earth spins at 1,200 miles an hour,
right?
And we don't feel that. There's just divine intervention and all this stuff. So anyway, I think it's amazing and everything, but I do believe God created the heavens and the earth.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where I'm good. I mean, dude, the sun is 10,000 degrees on the surface, and if I'm this close, I'm Venus. I'm burning up. If I'm at Mars, I can't live. There's no oxygen. Anyway, how's that all work? I don't know. It's just
divine. Speaking of neat things, the solar eclipse and the path of totality. I know we've worked with visitindy.com, and Indianapolis is in the path of totality, and it'll be cool on April 8th.
I think
to
you're
see
going.
all of that.
You're going to go see this.
I haven't worked out all the details, so now I'm starting to get a little worried. And, here in Central Illinois, it's 98%, and that's pretty close. And what if it is cloudy? And then, and think of all the traffic. And, I just am starting
Well,
to
you had awful big enthusiasm
I
2
know.
weeks ago when you were planning all this. So
but-
it's okay because, again, cool, really neat. Somebody's going to take a picture of it, and I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it.
For sure. And that's
You have
the
neat
thing.
glasses and everything, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And I haven't heard much about, who's got what. When this happened a few years ago, and Carbondale is in the path
Yeah,
again.
Southern Illinois got the complete dark for 5 minutes?
Right.
Yeah.
Or 3 minutes and 45 seconds
yeah.
or something, but who's counting? But and that's going to be, I think, 2:45-ish for us. But I was at a school meeting inside the last week, and they were saying we're starting to issue permission slips now in case family want to look to excuse their kid on April 8th. But then I was chiming in saying, it's really at the end of the school day. I mean, do they really have to miss the whole school day?
Yep.
But they might be trapped.
No, you've got to get ready. Sit there in that lawn chair. But it's 10 in the morning, Mommy. But it's coming.
And, technically speaking, I think there's a couple of hours of kind of a weird darkness coming on. And then, they say it's when it's dark for that 3 minutes or whatever, that sometimes, the birds will stop chirping and...
Well, they're not reading the paper. They're not hearing us. They don't know. They're not hearing the show. It's okay, birdies. I love feeding the birds.
But remember last year, the last time this happened, the jam on 57 and all the traffic and... And people didn't get to where they needed to go to see it.
And while you're at it, get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. David says we'll see the eclipse down near Carbondale. 4 minutes and 2 seconds of totality. Dark.
Okay.
They could plan to be on a boat in the middle of Lake Kincaid.
Oh, nice.
That would be a nice spot.
Right.
Okay. We have this. Is this Nick? Are you Nick?
Oh, good.
I will be in a sec. Hang on.
Okay, gotcha.
Nick Pope is a cast member for Ancient Aliens coming to the Virginia Friday, March 29. Nick, nice to have you on. Tell me about your show.
Ancient Aliens Live.
What can I expect from Ancient Aliens Live?
Oh, maybe it was the person that hooks them up. You know, this is the fancy people, Stevie.
Ooh, this is the pre-call.
Right.
Standby station.
Because he said, I will be in
I thought he was joking.
Right.
Did you think he was joking? Okay.
Well, we couldn't.
Here's Nick.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
Hello.
Nick.
Yeah, good, thank you.
It's Nick Pope. He is a cast member for Ancient Aliens Live, coming to the Virginia Theater Friday, March 29. Tickets available. Nick, tell me about your show, man.
Well, if people like Ancient Aliens, which they obviously do, this is like a greatest hit live and on stage with some of the best-known faces from the show.
Awesome. And with you as the UFO investigator, I'll bet you have some stories. I know you share them on the History Channel during the Ancient Aliens show. What's your kind of factor when you come to the Virginia Theater on Friday?
Well, I obviously moderate the show, and what I'm going to be trying to do is bridge the gap between the old and the new. So we're going to be taking people back in time and around the world to the pyramids, Stonehenge, all these amazing sites, but also fast-forwarding to what's going on with Congress now taking such an active interest in UFOs.
Yeah, because I'm seeing all these pilots record these, what is that kind of moments?
Yes.
What is that, Nick?
Yeah.
Can you tell me? What is it?
The short answer is we don't know. It's probably lots of different things. Some of these sightings may well be secret prototype aircraft and drones, but as for some of the others, who knows? And you know, with scientists looking now for proof of extraterrestrial life and being more open to the possibility, I'm not ruling anything out.
Well, what is it about disclosure? Why can't we be more open with this information? They're just afraid we're all going to freak out?
Yeah, people freak out. That's why.
Well, I think it would fundamentally affect almost every aspect of our lives. And, I mean, particularly if it does come with a little bit of a dark side, I mean, it might not all be good news. And, you know, we kind of go crazy enough as humans on this planet of ours without throwing aliens into the mix. So it's a bit of a tinderbox, maybe.
Nick, who are you working with on stage when you come to the Virginia Theater with Ancient Aliens on Friday night?
Who we're going to see is Georgios Tsoukalos, the guy with the hair, of course, who's prompted all those internet memes. I mean, he's very much the face of the show, but also David Childress, the real-life Indiana Jones, they call him, and William Henry, who's the spiritual voice of Ancient Aliens.
Okay. And you guys just interact and share stories? Will there be a Q&A section towards the end?
We do take some questions, but those have been pre-submitted, and I'll be picking out a mix of them as moderator.
Awesome.
Hey, Nick, is there Area 51 or not?
Absolutely, yes. 100%. I don't know if they've got aliens there, but it exists.
Okay, so you can't, seeing that you're Nick Pope from Ancient Aliens Live, you can't get like a field trip because you're
special guy,
kind of big time.
Yeah.
Sadly not. No, they would stop me at the gates and turn me away.
Darn it.
But you have fun doing this, do you not?
Absolutely, and sometimes at each other's expense. There are a few jokes about Georgios' hair that always somehow manage to get into the mix.
It is higher than all the others on the promotional picture for Ancient Aliens Live. He does have good hair. He should really get a...
He does, and he's hugely knowledgeable, of course, but he is a good sport, too, when it comes to those sorts of jokes.
What part of Great Britain do you hail from, Nick?
Originally from London, England, but I've lived in the U.S. since 2012.
I've been to Stonehenge, and I don't get it. I mean, it's they think it was underwater at some point, but how do you explain Stonehenge? I mean, that's south of London, isn't it?
It's a really spooky one because not only do we not really know quite how they erected all those blocks, which weigh hundreds of tons, but they were transported hundreds of miles. And we see this sort of thing with monuments all over the world. There's so many mysteries about our ancient past.
Well, Nick Pope, you see this guy on stage Friday night at the
Yes.
Virginia, right? So we are rooting for you to have a big-time program, and we hope a lot of people see you and come to the Virginia.
The Virginia .org for .org for tickets, and I see that Farron's Pub and Eatery has the relationship with Ancient Aliens Live, and they will be serving some things in the Eastern Lobby.
Nice.
At intermission. I have a selection of fine wines and crafts beers also. So they know that this is mainly a lot of older people that like this Ancient Aliens Live 21 plus. And so I think it's great that we're kind of partnering with local businesses in downtown Champaign to have this great experience about Project Earth. I'm looking forward to your insight, and I'm so glad you were able to come on the show. Nick Pope, we welcome you on Friday. Have you ever been to the Champaign-Urbana area?
I haven't, but we are all very much looking forward to coming.
Well, we'll look forward to meeting you, Nick. Thanks for being on this morning. Hope it's a great show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick Pope, cast member for Ancient Aliens Live at the Virginia Theater Friday night.
That's right, the History Channel's longest-running series.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's been more than 8 hours now since vehicles and workers are believed to have fallen into a Baltimore river from the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge hit by a container ship. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott.
Everyone, this is a tragedy. We have to, first and foremost, pray for all of those who are impacted.
There are reports of perhaps 7 people missing and 2 rescued, 1 in serious condition. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange avoids extradition from the United Kingdom to the United States to face espionage charges for now.
2 judges say they'll allow him to appeal if the U.S. can't assure them of his safety and right to freedom of expression. Lawyers for the United States government have been given until a hearing in May to make their case.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Assange is accused of illegally obtaining then publishing confidential military records supplied by former Army intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning in 2010 and 2011. America's listening to Fox News.
Rising costs of goods, unpredictable weather, and seasonal depression got you feeling down? Let Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing brighten your winter blues. Dogtown is offering $1,000 off any Bradford Whitewater heater, Rinnai tankless water heater, or Bosch mini split unit when you buy a Lennox home comfort system. No gimmicks, no hidden fees, just $1,000 in savings when you call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, 217-841-4728. Offering 0% financing options for qualifying applicants. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois Community College enrollment increasing by a little more than 5% for the spring semester this year. Third largest increase in student enrollment in the past 15 years. Officials say it outpaces the national average growth for community colleges, which saw a growth of more than 2.5% between spring 2022 and the following spring. In order to accommodate construction activity at 1103 North Neal Street, Mid-Illinois Concrete closing one eastbound lane of Bradley Avenue between Randolph Street and Neal Street. The closure will occur tomorrow between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Weather permitting. Eastbound traffic will be reduced to 1 lane in the area. Drive safe in those work zones and again slow down. Fighting Illini headed for Boston this week to take on number 2 seed Iowa State at TD Garden on Thursday in the Sweet 16 round of the NCAA tournament. Number 3 seed Illini punched their ticket to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2005 Saturday with a dominant 89-63 win over Duquesne. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday still in the midst of this storm system, continuing to generate a wide and expansive shield of moisture. A little more scattered, random nature, though, to rainfall here across East Central Illinois, the Twin Cities. Snows up through the northern plains. Heavier rains into the lower Great Lakes region. Will likely do it all over again early next week. Temperatures will slowly fall back into the 40s late this afternoon and evening time. Gusty southwesterly winds to 40 miles per hour. Some shower activity, maybe a thunderstorm this morning, even a stray shower this afternoon. Blustery colder tonight, down to 31. Partly sunny for the day. Tomorrow colder and 47. We'll bottom out a little below freezing tomorrow night. Sunshine gets us back to 57 for the day on Thursday. Friday milder, up to 64. Then over the weekend, some spotty shower activity on Saturday, the high near 65. Maybe a little rain late in the day. Easter Sunday at 58. Back into showers and thunderstorms here on Monday in the 60s. We'll cool back in the 50s with some dry time Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, Abby Rochus, Greg Solgay.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
All right, so I would take 3 wins and 4 losses right now for the Cardinals opening 7 games.
Okay.
3 wins.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers and Padres. And, yeah. So
I had a story up about Shohei Ohtani and that
yeah, I don't know what's up. I really don't. I know that the FBI, the IRS, some people you don't want into this, they're in because of the amounts and then exactly how it worked. But the fact that the story changed, Shohei appeared yesterday with an interpreter, a new one.
And there were like 70 media represented. And they're talking about his involvement.
He said didn't have any involvement. A guy stole money from him.
Right.
That's
very sad and shocked that someone I've trusted.
But I thought his name was on the wire. That's what was confusing. Shohei Ohtani's name was on the wire because it was like, I'm going to help you out kind of thing. Mm-hmm. He said, I never bet on anything.
Right.
Anyway, it's
never asked anybody to do that on my behalf.
Never took questions
says
either.
His new interpreter.
Never took questions. I don't.
$4.5 million in wire transfers.
Well, what I don't get too is a bookie. This was not a legal operation. That's part of this,
right?
But nobody lets you accumulate $4.5 million. Nobody, unless they're pretty sure you got it.
Ohtani's camp initially said Ohtani transferred the funds to cover Mitsuhara's debt.
But then they changed the story the next day.
Right.
See, that's what's weird.
And he talks about how there's lies and his trust has been, it's all been a complete lie.
Well, how does the interpreter have access to his money? That doesn't make any sense. I know he's a friend,
right?
But you don't give your friends your bank account.
I mean, their relationship goes like 7 years or something.
I don't know. I just hope it's that he's not involved because, I mean, baseball's freaking out. The number one star, the number one best-known baseball player in the world.
Right.
This is the best-known baseball player in the world, Shohei Ohtani. So I don't know. I really don't. They're going to try and see if there's anything bad about it. I don't know. But the Cardinals starting on the coast, the Cubbies have to play the World Series champions. That's no good.
Yeah.
What's up? Anyway, at L.A., and Dylan Carlson appears to have gotten hurt on top of Tommy Edman, on top of Lars Nootbaar.
Darn it.
So now Victor Scott, the third, who was at our caravan.
Yes.
He might be bumped up.
Okay.
So it's, the Cardinals beating the Dodgers any game. Right. Would be kind of a stretch for me.
Starting Thursday at 3:10 against the LA Dodgers right here on ESPN 93.5. Go Cardinals.
And Shohei is supposed to play, of course, and so that'll be there. And it's Shohei's first game. Dodger Stadium sold out, blah, 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 blah. So it's just a hard open.
And when he was in Seoul with the opening with the San Diego Padres last week, didn't he have some big hits?
Yeah, he did.
So
no, he's the best hitter. That's why Stevie Jay, as manager, would never pitch to him. I would walk him.
Well, the St. Louis Cardinals came out 6-3 over the Cubs yesterday. We heard some action over on US 105.9.
On their way to L.A., they stopped in Mesa.
Okay.
Because they play in Florida. So they're headed to L.A., so I think they just picked up a game.
Okay, I like that. So, and, of course, the Cubs and Texas Rangers over on US 105.9 with a 6:35 start on Thursday.
And that's in Texas, I do believe.
Justin Steele.
Why would they do it during the Sweet 16? Why would you compete? Go in the day.
Okay.
Play during the day.
Oh, well,
the world's watching the
NCAA.
NCAA.
They were thinking about that when they set the schedule.
Don't you? Wait a minute. If the Super Bowl's on, you don't schedule a game. I mean, there's nothing going on. This is the NCAA, and it's going to have the number one ratings. The Cub fans might watch Texas if your team's out, but Illinois is in, so you're interested. Anyway, I would have scheduled the opening day should be day game.
I think it should be in April too. Why are they pushing things so early?
Because they want to give more day off. Okay. They want days off for the players as part of the union thing, where they wanted. And you can't. 20 games in a row is a lot, and sometimes they're playing 20 games in a row.
Wow,
that's a lot of days in a row to get a hit, right? Anyway, it's baseball time, and the Cubs are going to start in Texas, and the Cardinals got to go to the West Coast. And I'll take 3 wins and 4 losses right now for 7. And then I'll be in St. Louis a week from Thursday.
Yes, on April 4th.
Yeah, it'll be opening day for the Cardinals hosting the Marlins.
Okay.
And excited to be there. Opening day is such a special time for St. Louis. And I'm hoping it's not like a 1-6 road trip to where everybody's bleh. I really hope it's like 3 and 4. That's great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, that's right.
Good job. All right, 8:44. Quick sports headlines coming up.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Celebrate the Big Ten champion Fighting Illini during March Madness at Pia's. Watch all the NCAA tournament action on Pia's multiple flat screens. Enjoy specials on buckets of beer with your choice of Coors Light, Miller Lite, or Dos Equis. Pia's, home of the Slugger Burger, will be serving up all your favorite ball game food. Don't forget the famous fish sandwich, available every Friday 11 to 7 p.m., and the Big Tito's Bloody Mary for all those early games. See you at Pia's. Go Illini.
Looking for a place to host a corporate meeting, intimate gathering, or a large-scale celebration? If so, the University of Illinois' Alice Campbell Alumni Center offers the perfect space and staff to make your function a success. A few rooms offered at the center include the Elegant Ballroom, the Richmond Family Gallery, and the Premier and Professional Executive Boardroom. For more information on renting a space at the Alice Campbell Alumni Center, visit uiaa.org/alumni-center or call 1-800-355-2580. Go Illini.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
All righty, quick check of our sports headlines with Diane Ducey at 8:46.
We'll be watching the second round from Eugene, Oregon, with the Duck Invitational as our Illinois golf team is in action. And it got hot in the last part of the round yesterday and tied for first, so that's good. Of course, our Illinois basketball team is in Boston Thursday with a 9:09 tip against Iowa State and the Cyclones. The women will be in action against Tulsa and the Golden Hurricane at 6:30 on Thursday. So go Illini. Also trending in Illinois sports, American Football Coaches Association Board of Trustees member for the second time in his career. Congratulations, Coach Brett Bielema. Illinois football in action at the end of August on the 29th, a Thursday, against EIU. They haven't told us what time that will be. Washington over the Bulls, 107-105. Pacers beat the LA Clippers, 133-116. We'll have the LA Lakers in Milwaukee at 6:30 this evening. NHL action had Vegas over the St. Louis Blues, 2-1. And when it comes to women's basketball in the postseason, Caitlin Clark with her home finale with 32 points as Iowa beat West Virginia 64-54. Penn State, Wisconsin, Indiana, and Purdue all winners in the postseason on the women's side. NIT action tonight has Georgia at Ohio State at 6 p.m. this evening. And, of course, we're looking forward to the St. Louis Cardinals on Thursday with a 3:10 start in L.A. to take on the Dodgers. The Cubs will be in Texas with a 6:35 start using Justin Steele on the mound. The Cardinals, by the way, using Miles Michaelis. Yeah, we're out of the gate with Major League Baseball on Thursday. That's why we're having a little bit of a party in the afternoon with the big, huge smoker from Tim Onstadt going to be treating us to some smoked meats, and especially the guys with the drive.
Yeah,
will
the boys
be
are
enjoying
excited.
all
This
the
is just a
festivities.
practice kind of a smoke for
That's
him
right.
to get ready for competitions in 2024. But we're excited to have Tim here in Philo. And again, it's not, if you want to come by and ask Tim a smoking question, that's fine. But we're not serving food. It's just kind of here and kind of fun.
That's
just
right.
To have his big rig. You want to drive by and see the rig. Oh my gosh. This thing,
it's nearly 70 feet or
it's
something.
like a house. It's not going to block traffic or anything, but it's just unbelievable.
We'll have the orange cones up.
Yeah, orange cones will be up for our little parking area.
That's
here.
right.
Okay, check your weather with Greg. That will be coming up next. ESPN 93.5.
Ever wonder why you pay your bank to have a checking account? Fisher National Bank does too. You see, they offer free rewards cashback checking that gives you cash back on debit purchases, no service fees or balance requirements. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's so simple. Reward yourself today with rewards cashback checking. Learn more at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Here's what new customers are saying about Interstate Batteries.
It's nice to see capable and helpful associates. They did a top-notch job.
They were easy to talk to and explained everything.
Service was prompt and I was a walk-in. Total service time was only like 20 minutes. I highly recommend Interstate Batteries.
Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. How much is dependable worth? Experience them for the first time at 2504 North Mattis. Way out there, but worth the drive. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
Visit interstatebatteries.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Freeze and Florida, Champaign and Van Ness is Saturday. Most of the organized rains of yesterday, well off to the north and east of us. Still a stout wind pattern. New activity in the form of scattered showers. A couple of thunderstorms making their way across the western end of the state. They'll be in here as the morning wears on. Meanwhile, winter storm conditions through the upper Midwest, western Great Lakes region. A bit of a break in this active weather pattern over the end part of the week. And by early next week, we're back into the thick of it with more widespread rains. Temperatures for the day today into the 50s. They'll fall back in the mid to upper 40s this afternoon, though, and towards evening time with southwesterly winds gusting still to 40 to 45 miles per hour. That wind will diminish here slowly later on tonight, down to a colder low of 31, tomorrow partly sunny 47. Back into the 50s with sunshine Thursday, 64 on Good Friday, and over the Easter holiday weekend. What's left of it, 65. Stray shower chance Saturday. Some rain late in the day on Sunday. Easter high 58. Showers and thunderstorms Monday next week. We pop back into the 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana invested in our community since 1908. Before you buy your home in 2024, we invite you to speak with one of our experienced lenders, Jack, Jim, Kim, or Lane. Experience the convenience of working with a local lender with local service, decisions, and loan underwriting in our comfortable offices. Visit us to experience the exceptional friendly service from our knowledgeable staff. Hey, if you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. We do. 356bank.com, First Federal. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
I haven't played this. I gotta play this every day.
You're right.
As long as we're in the darn thing. Right?
We're looking live in downtown Philo as we root for our Illini. Iowa State Thursday 9:09 tip-off in Boston.
Okay, so the Stever is $1,000 off a $2,000 spend at Carpet Weavers. They have furniture, they have flooring. If you have a project and you want $1,000 off when you spend $2,000, you're not going to get that anywhere else.
Talking with Mike Turner earlier today about the anniversary sale happening at Carpet Weavers. So if you're looking for some upgrades in your home, head to 616 West Market View in Champaign. They've got some really good deals with the Mohawk flooring.
So there you go. And again, 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. Text in Carpet Weavers, and we'll know that you're interested in winning this today. That'd be a heck of a gift.
Awesome. Go Stever.com for all of your great offers that we have every day. So,
okay, we were trying to line up our interview with Luke Goody for the boys, and guess what? His schedule changed.
Yeah.
So that's normal. It's just particularly now. These guys, I bet they don't know. I bet half of them don't know what day they're in.
That's right.
What day is it?
We have trouble with that.
I have trouble with the month.
Tuesday the 26th
I have trouble
of March.
with, forget the date.
And
I'm thinking, is this March?
We're getting into Holy Week here, and, Easter's coming up on Sunday.
Good Friday. The most important, most important day of the year for Christians.
Man.
Because nothing else would be going on if we didn't believe Jesus rose from the dead. I mean, if there was no resurrection, there'd be no Christmas, obviously.
Right.
We'd celebrate the birth of Jesus. So it's, may we bless you with all peace. And I think Hallow, and I see, the guy that plays Jesus on The Chosen.
Yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a lot of good with that app.
They sure are.
Getting people to pray with them right away. And has there been a more prominent Jesus actor than, I don't even know his name, but he was also in the movie with Kelsey Grammer.
Yes. About
the 1970s revitalization of Christianity and stuff.
Okay.
It was really a good movie, and he was kind of a guy in that one. He wasn't as good.
The Chosen.
The Chosen is a series,
right?
But the movie,
Jonathan Roumie.
Yeah, Jonathan Roumie's the actor,
right?
But the movie with Kelsey Grammer, can't think of the name, but it was really, really well done. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
Jesus Revolution.
Yeah, the Jesus Revolution. Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Tuesday. Talk to you tomorrow.
I have this wonderful dog named Rusty, and we live in a small town, and every evening we go for a walk. And recently on that walk, I stopped and was looking up at the stars. Wow! I marveled at their formations and their brightness. And at that point, I realized these same stars were shining brightly when my friend, Jesus Christ, was living on earth. Even today, we still wish upon these stars. Well, instead of wishing and hoping, allow me to introduce to you my best friend, Jesus Christ. He has always kept his promises, will always be by your side, providing a light to guide your steps, offering a love that will never leave you, and willingly extending the forgiveness and understanding for all wrongs. But most important, providing hope for today and hope for tomorrow. Just reach out. Jesus will put his arms around you and offer comfort, strength, and courage for all eternity. He only asks for your love, willingness to help others, and a dedicated commitment to walk with him. It's really that simple.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Jesse with Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions here to tell you today, hey, we've got solutions for you. You have gurgling toilets, slow drains? Have you been told that you have to jackhammer and mess up your entire house and property just to fix a pipe? Have you been told your sewer lines failed, your drain lines don't work? Call us today, have our expert drain cleaning team come out, run your lines, camera them, locate, and we can offer you a solution today. Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Luke Goody from your men's basketball team.
So, Luke, you're what, about 6'7"?
Yeah? Why?
Because size matters in basketball and video.
I know it's easier to shoot over a smaller guy.
And it's easier to see every detail on the biggest screen. That's why we brought in Sony's 98-inch Bravia. Unbelievable TV for gaming and sports.
That's not taller than me, though, is it?
No, but it's 8 inches wider than you are high. It is large and in charge.
All right, so it's big. Does it lose something blown up that size?
Nope. The Sony Cognitive Processor delivers wide dynamic contrast, billions of natural colors, and high peak brightness all the way to the corners over 8 feet apart.
So all that means is it's expensive, right?
$69.99 isn't cheap, but it's less than a good projector and screen, and it works in bright rooms.
So, how much am I getting paid for this commercial again?
Well, not that much, Luke, but with your good credit, it's under $650 a month with 0%, including tax and installation by Good Vibes experts.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can